Okay, people of Chef Girl Edie. Edie's going to make key lime pie today. Her infamous pie crust. And she got the recipe from her Tupperware roller thingy. I believe that's the recipe there for the dough, which is a very good dough. Comes out great. Got a little bit of a warp to it. Okay, ready, Mama? She's going to use her Cuisinart food processor. This is a very old one.
Use.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be that brand.
So you got to use all-purpose flour, not the other kind. All-purpose flour. Okay, how many cups did you put in?
2 cups.
2 cups. Okay. Go by the recipe, right, Baba? Edie. Okay, got the flour. I can't wait to get this action with the Cuisinart food processor. Did you notice she had the plastic blade in there, by the way? Not the cutting blade, but the dough blade. Dough! nuts. And now she's going to put in some Crisco, some lard. Lard ass. I'm going to put some lard in it. That's how my grandma used to make pie crust. She used lard. And she looked like lard. Oh. She was a Polak. Old grandma. Eleanor. Here we go. Plop some Crisco in there. Yes. Boy. Uh-oh. She's throwing the dishes at me again. Oh. Some salt. Put a little salt in there. Teaspoon. I'll put a little more than that. Put 2 teaspoons in. I like mine salty. Could at least use an extra full teaspoon. She likes everything bland. No flavor. You senior citizens, I don't know. Some things are worth getting heartburn over. Okay, now you got the salt. You got to put a little water in there. Is this cold water or hot water?
Cold. Hot water makes it tough.
So you want cold water. And how many tablespoons of cold water?
6.
6. Okay, 6 tablespoons of cold water. Okay, now we're ready for some action here. By the way, I put that toggle switch on there. This did not have the toggle switch originally. You just turn it on by turning the lid. But I didn't like that. I wanted the switch on too. That way she can pulse it if she wants to. All done already? Made a ball? How do you like that? See how fast that makes the dough? Ain't that something? That fast. Now what, Grandma? Get some of Grandma's and Grandpa's toys here. I like this bun. It's better than any Keurig you'll ever find. Does a great job. If you want a cup, makes a nice big cup of coffee. I found the thing is though, you don't leave it plugged in. You got to wait quite a while for it to heat the water. So it's supposed to be left plugged in, and then it's pretty quick.
Flour over.
Got to get the flour over here. We don't have the Vitamix blender in the house anymore because it needs a new blade. So I, for now, have a KitchenAid blender, which is pretty good. Don't have a Ninja. Give a shout out to Jack's Cooking with Jack channel. He did a review of the Farberware blender at Walmart. I was thinking of getting one of those, but I got this at the junk store for a pretty good price. Didn't have the seal. I paid as much for the seal as I did the whole dang blender. Actually more. The blender was 15 bucks, and that stinking seal was $17 with shipping and everything, tax and the whole 9 yards. That stupid seal. $17 for that. Terrible. I think they charge $10 for the seal, but by the time they nail you for tax and shipping, So you can still get the part for it. But I didn't know that was missing, and boy, it made a mess. Okay. Now she's gonna plop the dough down here. And roly-poly, ya roly-poly. Doris Day, look it up on YouTube. Ya roly-poly. That's for this little guy over here. That's his song. Hi, Mr. Roly-Poly. Mama's making some pie. Mr. Roly-Poly is laying down here. Beagly beagly. His girlfriend won the dog show. Miss P. And he's Mr. B. Mr. Beagly. Miss P.
With key lime pie, you do not put a top on it.
Okay, so no lid, no top dough, just the bottom dough. And now Mama gonna roll it out. She's rocking and a rolling. What's that song say? Rocking and a rolling and Bobberan or whatever. Ba ba ba. Barbaran. Barbara Ann. Edie's quite the holy roller here. Oh, forgot to turn the oven on. Got to turn on the oven. How long do you cook this pie? About an hour.
No,
No?
You cook the crust and then you put the
Yeah, how long does that take? About half an hour? I don't know how long you cook it. I never made it your way, so.
You wait for the
I cook it till the smoke comes out of the oven. Oh no, that's your method.
You cook it till it's golden brown.
It's better in a convection oven. By the way, anybody that wants to buy an electric range, I highly recommend you spend a little extra for the convection feature. Well worth it. If you like to bake, if you're in the bakery and roasting and oven cooking, and you use your stove and you like to cook, invest another, maybe $200 more, but it's worth it to have the convection feature. And I could show you, if she opens the door, you gotta have to turn the light on in there. I'll show you what the difference is. We'll have to demonstrate that.
I would prefer to have a Viking, but they only come in
Well,
glass.
no, this is fine. It's still hard to see in there, but way in the back there's a fan. And it blows the air around, it circulates the air. Don't burn yourself. There's the fan. That's what you get in the back of a convection oven that makes a difference. And boy, does it make a difference. They cook faster, but more importantly, they cook better.
If you listen closely, if he can be quiet,
Yeah.
you can hear it.
It's pretty quiet though.
You can hear it
Okay.
up here.
Yeah, you can kind of hear the fan. Now she's rolling out the dough. This might be a two-part. I don't know if it'll all fit in 15 minutes, but we'll try. I don't have my display showing the time, so I don't know how much has elapsed. But that don't matter. It's very simple. She puts the dough in there and
Check and see.
if it. Okay. I like the part where she makes the little decorations around the edge. It makes it pretty. And she's gonna fold the dough over.
Now, do we have to record this part?
Yep. You could always use that thingy, that scraper, like a lot of people do when they do that, like the bakers do. But me, I just pick it up and plop it on there, like Edie. If your dough's good, it'll just pick it up and plop it on the pan. Once this is done, you just put it in the oven and cook it.
I don't have whipped cream, but your top.
Then you pour in the key lime goo, and you're done. You let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours, like pudding, and you got yourself key lime pie. It looks like your dough came out pretty good. And sometimes if Edie has a pie crust tear, she'll wet it a little bit and take the pieces off the edge and patch it. You can always patch your dough.
I don't wet it.
Yeah, and it looks like to me that the dough came out very good, just right. And she make the pretty thing. She got to cut the edge off with a knife
I'm using my phone.
and pinch it. Pinch it. Yeah. And there's Mama's key lime pie.
And when you make the crust, go like this.
Or a fork.
Or a fork.
Yeah. And that helps to let the air escape so you don't get big bubbles in it. Okay.
Now with this extra dough,
She
if
can-
you want to do this,
She can make Grandpa a jelly roll or something.
with this extra dough, if you want the fancy edge,
Roll it out and make those little
no, I'm not.
what do you call
doing
those
that.
things with the jelly in them?
No, I'm not doing that. It's too much.
What are those called? I can't remember now.
I have little jelly rolls on it.
Not jelly rolls. There's a Polish name for them.
Kolaches.
Something like that, yeah. Or an Italian name.
I go like this with that dough that I pulled off. I go like this.
She makes little dinosaurs and little monsters and
I go like this.
make things like you do with clay, and then you bake them.
But it's when I make pumpkin pie, I make the crust differently.
You can even make a Mr. Bill or Barney the dinosaur. And make all kinds of things out of the clay.
Hey folks, he's not
A
well.
Brontosaurus,
He's not well.
a Dino, and why not? You know, bake the clay and make little figures. Put a little powdered sugar on them.
The other day I made strawberry rhubarb.
Did you ever eat Play-Doh?
No, I personally like the glue better. Tasted like mint.
Yeah. I remember in kindergarten a kid ate his Play-Doh. It said dough on it. He must have thought it was pie dough instead of Play-Doh. Alright, they got the fancy thick edge.
So that's what I do, and then I go like this. This is a little bit of a thinner edge than normal.
My fingers are getting tired of holding the camera. I probably should have used a tripod because sometimes I move around a little too much, and old 64 goat gets seasick when he watches my videos because I have
This
a
one
tendency
needs a little bit more
to move around a little too much.
because it's not thick enough for my liking.
You know, you can get away with it better with this JVC camera though, because it's analog instead of digital. Digital cameras, the motion is even worse. They really do
And that's
make
what
it.
you do. You make your little fancy crust like that.
Mhm.
And the same recipe for this dough you can use for making banana cream pie.
Oh yeah,
And when
there's
I make banana cream pie, I use real bananas, and I make the real. I don't use
pudding.
I
Yeah.
don't use pudding. I make the real stuff.
Oh, well, it's the same thing. You just make a custard filling. Custard pie, same thing. Any custard pie.
So this is.
Although when you make a custard pie, you do bake the filling with the crust. That is a difference on a custard pie. When you make an egg custard pie, you have to cook the custard in with the crust.
Or you cook it on top of the pan, of the stove, and then put it in.
You can pour it in, but really you gotta to make it right. You gotta bake the custard. Custard should be
Oven's
baked.
ready.
Okay, in she goes.
And when I get done making these edges, this will cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you putting it in the oven.
Since key lime is already sweet, you don't have to pour sugar in it.
Oh no, that's very sweet.
But if you want, get a little sugar.
Oh yeah, sweeten up the crust a little. Good idea.
Yeah, and even when you make it,
Any pudding pie, you want to sweeten up the crust a little.
you can do it like that.
Good idea.
No specific amount.
Good thinking.
Open the oven. I'm not using a drip tray because I don't have anything in the crust.
No, you don't
I
need
want to put it on the top rack because the bottom rack will burn it.
You know, one thing you could do too with a crust like that is make a pot pie.
There you go.
Take
And I
some of
have-
that,
I have made a pot pie.
You can get the soups like Mary Collander's soups without the crust, or you can use thicker soup, a dumpling soup or
If
something.
you have leftover chicken dumpling soup, you can do
It'd be
it.
great for that,
And
yeah.
homemade.
Any kind of pot pie. And
So
you can
what I'm
use
gonna
cream of
do-
chicken or cream of mushroom soup
What
with
I'm
your
going to do with the rest of
leftovers.
this, see, there's just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Roll it out.
patty cake,
My
patty
dad
cake,
made this on his lathe.
patty cake, patty cake. I wish I had that lathe.
You just go like this.
Old Bertha.
It was an old green lathe he got from a business that went out of business, and this guy brought it home and he bought it from him.
Yeah, that was a beauty.
It was nice.
It was a very old lathe, but it was a beauty.
Now, you don't make this real thin, but you don't make it real thick.
People that bought the house probably scrapped it. Idiots.
And the people that bought the house, the lathe wasn't there, He had already sold it when he moved out.
Oh, that
So
figures.
this, put a little sugar on.
Figures.
Now, put whatever jelly you want on there. So
See, now you
I
make
don't
it.
know, what kind should we put on there? Should we put grape?
Peach. Peach.
Peach? I don't have peach.
Yeah, there was some peach squeezy. Look in the squeezies. Peach cobbler. Poop some peach, and then you fold it over like a pierogi. Bake it. I don't think you got a pan out though, but that's all right. Just put a big blop in the middle, fold it over, and you got like a pierogi. And here it is, key lime pie. I'm ready to have some right now.
I get